Hello everyone, welcome to the Python lab, and today we do the practice on new topic. I decided to use the while loop or cycle. In the last video we discussed about the for cycle, and today we will see how we can use the while cycle or loop in the Python. So suppose what we want to do, which is a repetitive task, example print your favorite subject some 5 times here. Okay, so you can start counting here. That is count 1. That means first variable, that means count is start from 1. This is a simple variable. Then you can start your cycle here. Okay, and then you can set the condition because count start from 1 and it will print 5 times. So then you can give the condition less than or equal to, this is your choice, example 5, and then make a colon here. Okay, so colon is important here, and here you can print that variable value. Okay, and after then we have to be make a count increment. Okay, why? Because here I wanted to write here example. First of all, the count is 1 here. This is the idea. Okay, and it will compare with the 5 here. That means it is true. If it is true, then we can go down. It will print the value of the count. It will print a 1. Next time it will make more increment here. Okay, then it will go 2, and then it will compare with the 5. Okay, similarly it will go up to the 5 here. Okay, that means 5 times I can print the number value of the count here. So here if you want to execute, you can see the numbers are printed, but you want to print your subject name. So here you can give subject name example. The subject name, suppose we are learning the Python lab. So here what we can do, we want to print this Python here. Okay guys, I hope you can get it. So this way we can use the for cycle. Now here we try to use here a real world example. Let's see here. So suppose idea is to use bank queue. Okay, queue system. So what will we use? We use a bank queue where some customers arrives and get some services. Okay, so we have to think about, suppose if there are some customers who arrive in the bank and they need some services based on their order. Okay, so how we can use that file cycle? So first of all, what we can do, we have to be define the customers. So you have to create a list, example customer. So please have a look. We need to use some data structure where I can store the customer. So the moment I want to use the suppose a list. So if I want to use a list, so we should use a off bracket. Okay, and here you can store the name of the customers. So here example, take any name, example Dinah. You can give the any name whatever you want. Maybe you can give your friend's name. So suppose here, suppose Romy here, and one more customer we can put example here, Dominic here. So can you see here how many customer I have put it here? 3 customers. Suppose these are the customers of any bank. Think about. So here you can write here, this is the simple list. Okay, now this is a simple list. Now what we want to use, we want to apply the while cycle because we want to process each customer one by one. First Dinah, second Romy, and Dominic here. So now you can call the list here. Now it is a list here. Previously we saw that was the variable, but this time I can call the list. The list name is a customer here. By default, it will process all the list, start from Dana and go up to the Dominic. Okay, so it will start from here. This is the processing of a list. Okay, and here we can start it, and here what we can do, we have to be understand that how we can process the customer. So first customer is a Dana here, so we can call the list here, and after that here we can use a list method pop. Okay, and in the pop you can give, because here the list has some indexing value, example 0 1 2. So we will start from Dana. So here I will put a 0 because we know Dana is on the 0 index, Romy is in the 1 index, this is on the 2, and so on. In the real world example, you have 100 of customers. Okay, the moment I have a 3 customer in this example. Okay, so now I can process the first customer. What is the first? Who is the first customer? This one. Now, can I store this whole equation, whole code in the variable? Yes, we can store it here. Example, for me, it is looks like a current customer. Okay, that means it is a the current who is on the top of the queue here. Okay, then it is okay. Then what we can do? We just need to print. We need to print the any string, example serving on counter or desk, something like that. So you can write a serving, you can give print a simple string here, and here you can put a placeholder. Example here, what we can do, we want to put a our current customer. Okay, but here we can use a format here. Can you see? This is a professional way. We should use it. So format string here, I can put the value of the variable directly here. Okay, so now I think it is okay. Let's try to see how we can access each customer from our data structure with the help of a while cycle. Can you see here? That's why we use the while cycle. You can also use the for cycle. This is your choice. So last week we did the for cycle, but today I plan to use the while cycle. So here that is the queue one by one. First of all, which customer will serving on the desk? Dina. Then next customer will come the Romy, and then next customer will be the Dominic here. Okay. So this is a very simple way. Here we have no need to use any customer plus plus something, because already we have a defined some customer's name in our list. So by default, it will print the customer list. An example here, if you make it a blank here, if you don't pass any value, example here, then it will start from the last. So can you see now Dominic is giving the services first. So then after Romy will. That means we can say last last in first out. This is like a queue, last in first out. So if you want to make it first come first serve, then you should use a 0 here. So that means this is a first come first serve. Okay. So this is the idea to use that. But if you want to give any example other indexing, then it should be not good. I think here it will give you the error, that means pop out index of range, because it is true. So what will happen here, that means if you give 1, that means Romy will come out. So Romy will come out first, and what will be left in the list? Only Dana and Dominic. Okay, and next time when the loop start, then it will go for the Dominic. Okay, then what will be left in the Dana, because Dana will be only the 0 index, there will be no 1 index, so that means cycle not good for it. That's why we use maybe 0 or maybe blank. So we have 2 options here. Okay guys, I hope you can get it, then you can use that. Now one by one we try to change the script. So one by one what we want to do, so you want to put a example here, you want to check, and also you want to see here also store served customer who actually served. Okay, store served customer and print the status, something like that. Okay, now what we can do, so as I wrote here, I want to store here. So obviously I have to create a one more data structure. So what data structure I can create? So you can give any variable, example served. So after served, what is the plan? To use any data structure, suppose new list. So you can create a new list here. That means if this time I will not put anything else here, that means it is a only empty or blank type of a list. So here I can write here, this is a blank list. Okay, this is the idea to use that. And then after, what we can do here, so here I wanted to create a I wanted to call that list. Okay, and then after I will use a append operation, append method here. So in the list we have a couple of methods. Please have a look on the video which was in detail how we use the list data structure in the Python. So that's why I will use a append, and in append I wanted to use the here I wanted to append the my current customer, because who was the current customer? This was the current customer first. Then it will be second. Then So I'm putting all this idea in this cycle under this while cycle. So also please have a look. You should put in the care about the indentation. You should put it after the tab this three lines. Okay. So now if you will do like that, that means it is out of loop. Then this is good. This is inside the cycle. And then after, what we can do, we can use a here we can use a one more import time. So similarly previously we use the OS library. Okay, you can also use a time library. Basically this has some time function methods. OS we have a clear screen. Okay, and here with the time I want to use a sleep option. Sleep method actually will give me example after 3 second, 2 second, or 1 second. That means it will give the some time delay gap. Okay, and I think it is enough. And then after, what we want to do, we want to print here all customers have been served. So here just you write a such a constant string here. Okay, and then after here who actually served, print that list here. So served was the list here, which was here in the beginning, and I can do that. Okay, and here you can see how the script going well. So first of all, it is serving the Dyna customer. Then after some time, we can put some gap. Then you will see it will give me the second customer, Romy, and then the third customer. In the last, I wanted to check who actually served. Okay, that means one by one all the customers have been served and present. So basically this type of a script mostly we can found in the display in the any bank. You can see which is like a where you can take the service counter here. So this is like a service counter here. You can try this one. Okay, so guys, this way you can use this type of a script into the bank system. Similarly, you can create with your post office system, queue system, or maybe any hospital queue system, whatever. So please try to create it, and same way you can do the things. So, okay, so please try to do that. Okay, now let's try to do one more task today to understand the more while cycle, how it works. So here, what we want to do here, suppose this time we try to use a, so suppose let's try to do, here we try to do example inventory system, inventory or stock. So you can consider inventory or stock, example fruit. Example, if there is a stock in a fruit store. So suppose you can take any fruit store. Okay, suppose in a fruit store there are some inventory and some stocks of some fruits. Okay, so the idea is to be what we want to use and reduce try to reduce the quantity. So the quantity of fruits. So quantity of the fruits based on the order of customers. Practically we can say here about the sale. Okay, so here we want to handle how to use the inventory system, how to create a Python script which can handle very efficiently. So first of all, you will create a example inventory. So again, you can use any data structure. This is your choice. So let's try to use this time a dictionary data structure here. So if you want to create a dictionary, we should change the symbol. Okay, so we can change the symbol like this. So right now this is a dictionary. Okay, dictionary. Okay, in the dictionary, what we can do in the dictionary, we have to put some keys and values. So keys, example here, apple. So that means my first fruit is a apple, same like a key. And how many quantity? Example 5. So suppose in my store I have 5 apples, okay, and then after you can select the next fruit. Suppose banana we can take it, and here how many banana you want to put in the store. So let's suppose 3, and then next fruit is, let's see, example orange. Whatever you think, please do that, okay. And here about that, how many oranges are there? 4. So I can write here, this is the dictionary of some fruits, your favorite fruits, okay. So now it is done. So we have first created our stock. So in your stock, so in the future, in the real life, you can have a more type of a fruits. But in the future, we will see how we can do the fruits can be stored in the file and how we can process the file later on. Okay, but try to see now what we can do. We want to, because important is here, that is the order of the customer. So now I want to create a one more data structure, that is the orders. So create a one more data structure, example order. So here I think good idea to, we can keep a same here, that is the list here. Okay, so sure, the customer will give the order. So in the customer order we can see one customer, first customer if comes, he wants the apple. Okay, second customer need the banana. Okay, and let's see, one more customer comes, example he take also the apple here. Okay, and again, let's see, there is a one more customer. Let's try to put one who like the orange as well. So orange is okay, and the last you can see apple. So this is the only example here. So in this list I found one customer who like 3 fruits, apple, apple and apple. How many times? 3 times apples. And some other customer who like the banana or maybe orange. Okay, so this is the way, and we want to see how we can check out the stock after the sale. Okay, so idea is to be start your counter. So you can start with the any variable here. So that means 0, because why? I will process start from here, because I know it start from the order start from this list 0 to n actually here, right? So can you see it will start from this one. So that's why I will start from the 0, and then after we have to put the cycle here. So which cycle will help me this time? While cycle. So I will use the while cycle. So I will check this variable. So start from 0 actually. Okay, that's why I put the y here, and it goes to the, please see, it goes to the orders here. I want to check first the orders of the customer. Okay, so if I want to check the order of the customer, so I have to call the list here. But idea is to be used to find out the length. What is the, how many fruits are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. So how I can check the length of the fruit? We have a one method which I can use like this. Okay, so here guys, you can also give the method. Okay, method applied on the orders, applied on the list actually. Okay, this is the method of the list, I should say method of the list. So it can be your condition as well. So practically here, uh, process process each order, order length. Okay, so you can put it here in the comment. Very simple. Okay, so the loop we can start from here. That means it will process the order of the customers given by the customers. Okay, so you know how many orders it had been? Only five. So practically it was five internally if you see here. And then after you want to make a tab here, please put a tab here because the indentation is important. Then what we can do, give the order right now. So if you want to take out, how we can take out any value from this order. So here what we use, we will just call the order list here. Okay, and here, so we have to put the, because who will help me, this variable. So because I will help me, because first time I will be start 0 because apple will go out. Okay, so can I store this apple into the variable? Yes, we can store into the variable. Suppose you can give a name, example, this is my item. Okay, so think, so that means this line of a code, that means we can easily take the order. So I should say take your order, take order, or maybe sale something. This is your choice what you can see. So that means here I can first access the apple. So apple will be sale out. So how many apple in my list? Five. So apple will be sale out after, so I have to minus it. Okay, 5 minus 1, that is the 4 apples are left in my bucket or in my store. Okay, so in that case you want to make it minus 1. So you can do the minus 1 here. But what is the minus 1 here? That is important. So what we have to do, the minus 1 here. But before the minus 1, we have to, I think, put the one more condition here. So because we have to be check the inventory as well. So how we can check the stock? Because here I know the apple will be less. And then before that, I will check the inventory. So that's why I think here we can put, what we can put? We can put here example if here. So we have to start the if statement here. Okay, I want to check my stock. So how I can check my stock? In my stock, which is the name is the inventory. And you know what is the inventory? Inventory is the simple dictionary. Okay, and then I can use a get. I want to get, mean to say retrieve. So I will use a get method here. Okay, so get method here, and get method has some important parameters. There are two more most important parameters, key and values, because we are working on the dictionary, and dictionary has a key and value. Okay, now see what is the value here. By default I should say it is a 0, and here what should I write here? What will be the my key here? So key will be this item, because obviously item is the apple here. Okay, so that's why maybe it is apple, banana, and orange. So which variable store this fruit name? Item. Okay, so now this is okay. Again, don't forget to put this colon like after the cycle. After cycle we put it here. After the decision statement we have to put it here. Okay, so guys, this is the basically idea to use that. Okay, we check here. I should say here check stock with items, something like that you can write here. Okay, so we check the stock, and then after we can do the minus here. Okay, so then we have to remove the minus, because in the beginning we have the 5 apple. We want to, we check the order. Suppose in my order I first need to be reduce the first apple, right? So after I want to use, because from where I have to reduce inventory of item, because item will actually show the item will show the real fruit's name, right? Here it is good like this. Please put a tab button here, otherwise it will give you the indentation error. So here what we can see here, update stock or inventory. So you can write here. This is the new name here with like, okay. So right now we have updated the inventory with after the -1, okay. And then after what we can do, we have to print our stock. Simply, we have to print the stock. And how we can print the stock here? So beginning you should use this F. F is a format string. So here you can write a placeholder. Example here, item. So I want to show what is the current item in the list because I know apple are 5. So 1 is sold. So after 5 minus 1, that means 4. So that means it should show the first 4. Okay. So this is my item here, which I wanted to do here. And here you can put any constant string. So here example, you can write a item sold and left out or maybe remaining. This is your choice. Okay, so I can write a remaining item. So remaining item where? In the stock. Call the stock dictionary. Okay, so you will see here, this is the dictionary here. And in the dictionary, important is to be mention the fruits, and fruit will be shown by the only items, right? And here we can see here, this is the I should say here, this is the status of sold fruits and left out something, or maybe a stock, whatever you can write here. Okay, so this is the idea, we can use it. And important is we have to be one more, we have to be put, because this is only for the apple here. Okay, what about the banana, what about the orange? Okay, so in that case we have more orders. In that case what we can do, we have to be increase our counter. Okay, so we have to increase the counter. So counter start from where? 1, because I0 will work only for apple, but we have to work for banana and orange. That's why go one step further. So I, we should say I equal to I plus 1 here. So here you can write for next fruit or item, whatever you can see here. Okay, so this is the idea, we can do that. So let's try to see, it should be okay. Can you see right now the status of my inventory? So please have a look here. First of all, what happens? So how many apples in the bucket in the store? 5. So which apple is sold first? Left out 4. Next time banana sold. So that means out of 3. So 2 are left. Then after orange, out of 4, right? Then what happens? You can see here again apple is sold here. First of all, you will see again 3 apple in the bucket. Okay, and then after orange, 3 orange in the bucket, mean to say in the store, in the inventory system. In the last apple again, you will see. So then after, 1 more apple is sold. So that means how many apples are sold? So 1, 2, and 3. And how many in the stock? 5. That means 5 minus 3. That's why 2. Then if what happens, if we put change our dictionary, and you will see here, you will see right now I have 3 apples and 3 are sold. And let's see, it is changed. Yes, the results are changed. So 3 apples are sold because it is in just like in the stock. Whatever in the stock, it will be sale out. But what will happen if I will have less stock? Let's try to see here. Can you see right now here? That means I'm not able to go with if I have a less stock. In that case, what we can do, we have to be the loop will go next and it will show it is waiting for me, that it is not okay. That's why we have to be, because it will show the again the inventory is insufficient here. Okay, in that case what we can do here, we have to be just put out a else statement. So that is the by default another condition if it is a false over here. Then what we can do here, where we can put a else statement somewhere here, else part. So else part should work here. So else, what we can do here, so you have to print the message here, that is the example print. Here you can write a example, whatever you can write is very simple. You can write a example out of stock. This is good. And here, if you want to give the name of that item, actually, then you can give the item here, right? That means it is out of stock here. Okay, and here you will see it is giving me the uh, real, that means apple out of stock here. Okay, then you will see here we should put here, because remember indentation is important, because right now it was here. Okay, that means it is not under this if statement here. That means it is not coming into the while cycle scope here. That's why, can you see right now this is good here. Now can you see under the while, if is good and else is good, and next statement is good. Now you will see we can write a here, the apple is out of stock. Okay, can you see right now apple is out of stock. That means we are not able to sell the apple, because you see, you hope you understand. So example, if we have a 15 apple, okay, now you will check the result. So can you see here, that means it will give you the status, because here everything is okay. Okay, because we don't use to go for the else part, because condition is okay. So if I have a 15 apples, you will see here, that means how many in the store? 12. So guys, I hope it is okay, you can get it, and we will do the some more practice in my next lab, and I hope you can get how to use a while cycle in the Python for our real world task in the real world application. That is important. So if I'm going to conclude the session, so please see in the beginning what we had. We try to uh, understood how while works. We printed some numbers, and then we printed the especially your subject name. Then we solved a real world task, that is the customer queue at the bank. And we checked out how we can serve the customer. Example, first come, first serve, and last come, first serve, something like that. We did it. And then after we check out or solve the script in the Python, that is the uh, inventory system in the fruit in the store or sales. And as we are saying selling the item, it will be automatic the give the results. Okay. So guys, I hope you can get it. Please take care and see you in my next lab with a new topic. So thank you very much. See you next lab. Bye bye.